My name's Alex, and I never thought I'd say this, but let's talk about cryptocurrency. It's the only thing more confusing than IKEA instructions written in ancient hieroglyphics. I've got so many leftover screws I could build a crypto mining rig. Crypto is like a magic trick. Now you see your money, now you don't. Ta-da! Your savings have vanished and all you got was this lousy blockchain. One day I'm just minding my own business, trying to remember my Netflix password for the 47th time, using regular money, you know, the kind with presidents and mysterious stains. Suddenly my phone explodes with more crypto notifications than my mom's Candy Crush invites. I thought I was being hacked by the Monopoly man. Complaining about bank fees was my cardio. I was living my best, aggressively average life. My biggest risk was buying off-brand cereal. I'm basically the Evel Knievel of generic cornflakes. Then, bam! Suddenly, everyone around me is a crypto expert. My dentist is pitching me Bitcoin between cleanings, my dog walker is day trading while my dog eats a stick, and even my goldfish started asking about Ethereum. I'm just waiting for my houseplants to start giving NFT advice. My cousin, who still thinks dial-up is cutting edge, starts giving me hot tips on Dogecoin. Suddenly, he's the Wolf of Wall Street, but with more Cheeto dust and less personal hygiene. I'm not sure if he's investing or just looking for the Wi-Fi password.
You should totally get into Ethereum, Alex. It's the future. I read half an article, so I'm basically a blockchain wizard now. Next stop, TED Talk.
It felt like the world got a software update I missed, and now everyone's speaking in code. Suddenly, the password to life is hodl. If you don't know what that means, congratulations. You still have hope and probably a 401k. The rest of us are just Googling acronyms and praying. It's like there's this exclusive club and the bouncer just asks if you've lost a fortune on a meme coin yet. If you answer, not yet, he hands you a banana and says, come back when you're ready. Dress code, pajamas, and existential dread. I didn't even get a secret handshake. Just a coupon for therapy. If you say yes, he's like, welcome friend, here's your honorary stress ball and a coupon for therapy. The support group is on the left. Snacks provided, but only if you paid in Dogecoin. Hope you like ramen noodles and disappointment. I remember the exact moment I knew things were out of control. It hit me harder than a surprise bank overdraft fee. I was at a family barbecue, the only place where potato salad, unsolicited advice, and conspiracy theories are unlimited. And the grill is always on fire, literally and metaphorically. My uncle, a man whose biggest financial decision was whether to buy the economy-sized bag of charcoal, cornered me by the grill, spatula in hand like he was about to flip my life upside down. He had that wild look in his eyes. The same look he gets when someone mentions unlimited shrimp or free Wi-Fi.
Alex, I'm telling you, Shiba Inu is the new Bitcoin. I read it on a forum run by a guy named Crypto Wizard 69. He also sells essential oils and possibly moon rocks.
I just blinked. Twice. Maybe the grill smoke was making me hallucinate. This man still writes checks at the grocery store. He thinks Venmo is a type of Italian dessert and Bitcoin is a new scratch-off ticket. Next, he'll tell me PayPal is a yoga pose. Checks. The original blockchain, except only your grandma accepts it. And she still hides them in her cookie jar, right next to her secret stash of Werther's Originals. Armed with nothing but confusion and a YouTube tutorial from a guy named CryptoBro420, I decided to dive into the world of digital money. Spoiler, I forgot my floaties. I thought, how hard can it be? People on Twitter do it all the time, right after yelling at airlines. I bought a microscopic fraction of a Bitcoin. Like, if Bitcoin was a pizza, I got a single sesame seed. Not even a topping, just the seed. I bought such a small piece, my wallet sent me a sympathy card. At the time, it cost about as much as a fancy dinner, if you consider microwaved noodles fancy. A week later, it was worth a used car. Not a good car, one with 3 wheels and a mysterious smell. The next day, it was worth half a sandwich. Not even a whole sandwich, just the soggy half someone left in the break room. It was an emotional roller coaster, and I hadn't even put on pants. My couch now has a permanent dent shaped like existential dread. But I was determined, or maybe just stubborn. Either way, I was ready to make history, or at least a scene. I was going to live in the future. Jetpacks, robot butlers, and most importantly, paying for coffee with Bitcoin. I strutted into my local coffee shop like I was Tony Stark. If Tony Stark had no idea what he was doing. I felt like a tech pioneer. Or at least, a pioneer of awkward moments. I was ready to blow the barista's mind with my futuristic payment method. Spoiler, her mind remained unblown. This was it, the moment I became a legend, or at least a cautionary tale. I got to the counter, feeling smug, like a cat who just knocked over a vase and blamed the dog. I ordered my usual, a large latte with oat milk and a side of financial anxiety.
That'll be $5. Or, a goat, whatever's easier.
I'd like to pay with Bitcoin. Cue dramatic music in my head. She just stared at me, like I'd asked to pay with Monopoly money and a high five. It wasn't a look of awe. It was the look you give a raccoon trying to use a vending machine. Pure, unfiltered bewilderment, like I just asked her to explain quantum physics, using only sock puppets.
With what? Is that a new app or a new way to get banned from the store?
I tried to explain, badly. Like a dad explaining TikTok. Bitcoin? The thing everyone's yelling about on the internet? Digital currency? The future of money? Or at least the future of awkward coffee shop moments. My next heroic quest? Explaining crypto to my grandma? If anyone can crack blockchain, it's a woman who thinks Wi-Fi is a yoga pose and once tried to microwave her iPad to boost the signal. My grandma is a legend. She once beat a computer at chess by unplugging it. And she thinks the cloud is just where her photos go to die. Her tech skills? Let's just say her idea of streaming is watching rain drip down the window and calling it nature's Netflix. She still calls Netflix the Netflix, and thinks TikTok is the sound her clock makes when it's running late. So I sat her down, armed with patience, snacks, and a PowerPoint titled Crypto, not a breakfast cereal. She brought a spoon just in case. Go, I said. Let me tell you about something called blockchain. She looked at me like I'd just asked her to join a boy band called the Crypto Crooners. She adjusted her glasses like she was about to go 12 rounds with a fax machine. I braced myself. This was going to be harder than teaching a cat to use Venmo.
Is that a new kind of Tupperware? Because the lids on mine are like socks in the dryer, never a match, and always missing when you need them.
At that moment, I realized this was an uphill battle, like trying to teach a goldfish to code in Python, or my uncle to stop forwarding chain emails. No, Go, I said, channeling my inner kindergarten teacher and resisting the urge to use finger puppets. Imagine it's a notebook, but like a notebook with Wi-Fi, trust issues, and a password longer than the Cheesecake Factory menu. A magic notebook, the kind that would make Harry Potter jealous and Hermione ask for a user manual. Every time someone buys, sells, or sends money, boom, a new line in the magic notebook. No erasers allowed, and definitely no undo button. Like sending money to your cousin for his next big thing, which is probably another pyramid scheme, or a podcast about pyramid schemes. Every transaction gets written down. No whiteout, no take-backsies, and definitely no accidentally on purpose forgetting. She nodded slowly. So, like my recipe book? Yes, Go, but with fewer cookies and more cryptography, and way more people arguing about it on the internet. Exactly, I cheered, feeling like I just taught a dog to text or convinced my dad to stop using Internet Explorer. But here's the wild part. Everyone has a copy of this notebook. It's like Oprah. You get a notebook. You get a notebook. Everybody gets a notebook. Even the neighbor's cat probably has one. Everyone. All over the world. Even that guy who still uses a flip phone and thinks blockchain is a new dance craze. So, if I try to cheat and scribble in my book, everyone else's book calls me out. It's like being caught lying in the family group chat, except with more emojis and less forgiveness. No secrets, no sneaky edits. The blockchain remembers, like an elephant with Wi-Fi and a grudge.
Everyone has a copy? Even your Uncle Larry. He can't even copy and paste. He still prints out his emails. Wait, so everyone can see how much I spent on yarn last week? Oh no, that's between me, my cat, and the 47 scarves I knitted during lockdown.
Picture this. Banks are like your grandma's slow cooker. Reliable, but you'll be waiting all day for anything to happen. Crypto? That's a mechanical bull at a cowboy bar. Wild, unpredictable, and you're probably going to get thrown off. My bank is so boring, the highlight of my visit is stealing a free pen, if I can wrestle it off the little chain. I stand in a line that's been moving slower than dial-up internet since 1997, surrounded by people who look like they've aged in real time. The teller greets me with the same enthusiasm I have for flossing. Dead-eyed, monotone, and wishing we were both somewhere else. They charge me a fee for everything. Breathing near the ATM? That'll be $5. Thinking about checking your balance? That's extra. But hey, at least I get a sense of stability. And if I'm lucky, a pen on a chain. My most valuable asset. My relationship with my bank is built on mutual apathy. I pretend to care about my savings, they pretend to care about me. It's the world's most boring romance. Crypto, though, it's like dating a circus performer. Exciting, a little dangerous, and you're never sure if your wallet will survive the night. It's not a bank. It's a 24/7 Las Vegas casino that fits in your pocket. The only thing missing is an Elvis impersonator yelling, "Buy the dip!" No lines, no tellers, and definitely no free pens. Just you, your phone, and a roller coaster of emotions. Instead, you get charts that look like a heart monitor in a horror movie. One beep away from a financial jump scare, 1 minute you're up 300%. Already Googling yacht names for millionaires. You're planning your retirement on a private yacht called the blockchain. You're picking out names for your future pet tiger. Satoshi has a nice ring to it. The next minute, a billionaire tweets a meme, and your portfolio does the limbo. How low can it go? Suddenly, your life savings are worth less than a pack of gum. And not even the good gum, the kind that loses flavor in 5 seconds. Crypto is the only place you can become a millionaire and a brokenaire before lunch. Security? At the bank, I forget my password. I just answer a question about my childhood pet. In crypto, if I forget my password, I cry in the shower. At the bank, it's, "What was your first pet's name?" In crypto, it's, "What was your 24-word secret code you wrote on a napkin in 2017? By the way, my first pet was a goldfish named Fluffy. He had the personality of a potato. But in crypto, if you lose your password, that 48-character mess that looks like a cat walked across your keyboard, your money is gone. Poof. Like my dignity after karaoke night. It's like burying treasure in the desert, then losing the map, the shovel, and your memory of what a desert even is. Good luck, Indiana Jones. After all the confusion, failed coffee shop payments, and family members pitching me coins named after vegetables, you might be wondering, what's the actual point of this crypto circus? Is there a prize for surviving? Why is everyone obsessed with this digital monopoly money that makes your bank account look like a roller coaster designed by a prankster? Is this just one big global prank? Like, is Ashton Kutcher about to jump out and yell, "You've been punked, now buy my NFT"? And honestly, maybe a little. But there's a punchline. And it's not just your uncle losing his life savings on hamster coin. The real joke? It's about taking power back. From banks, from governments, and from that one friend who won't stop talking about blockchain synergy. Crypto is a rebellion. Chaotic, ridiculous, and with more plot twists than a soap opera starring Elon Musk. It's a generation raised on Wi-Fi and memes, now trying to build a financial system with the same energy as a group chat at 2 a.m. They're saying, "Let's make something new," right after sending you a GIF of a dancing cat. People love crypto because it's a promise. A world where your money isn't held hostage by a bank that closes at 4 p.m. for lunch. No big banks, no secret handshakes, no "please hold while we transfer you to another department." No governments printing money like it's a Black Friday sale on cash. Someone in Nigeria can send money to Brazil faster than I can get a text back from my ex. It's a vision of a world where everyone's invited, except maybe my ex, she still owes me $20. Of course, reality is messier than my browser history after researching how to explain crypto to grandma. There are scams, wild speculation, and people betting their rent on coins named after seafood. Shrimp token? Anyone? But beneath the madness, the dream is still there, like a golden ticket in a chocolate bar, if the chocolate bar was also a lottery ticket and maybe on fire. We're still writing the story, the first draft of history. And like all first drafts, it's full of typos, plot holes, and at least one character named Crypto McGee. It's like when cars were invented. People said, "Why would I want that noisy, smelly box? My horse only farts sometimes." And honestly, the first cars were disasters. They broke down, caught fire, and the GPS was just a guy named Dave with a map. But they changed everything. Crypto is that weird, noisy box. It's confusing, it's hilarious, and it might just be the future. So laugh at the madness, keep some cash for coffee, and remember, never take financial advice from a guy in a banana suit.